Hello, this is Don Emmett. I'm the Managing Director of Trust Associates, and we're here today with Wendy Coulter. She's the owner and president of Hummingbird Creative Group. And thank you for having us into your beautiful office and facilities today, Wendy. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Hummingbird Creative Group?
Sure. So I started Hummingbird in 1995. And we started out as more of a graphic design house, a small graphic design house. In 2002, we changed the model quite a bit and started offering full service outsourced marketing and branding services. And so today we are a full service marketing and branding company, and we have a team of 6 people. We offer full service branding services, and that includes strategic branding, corporate identity, advertising, PR, online marketing and technology, web marketing, and also sales enablement tools. So we start, hopefully, with most clients, we start with strategic branding and helping them figure out what their brand essence really needs to be, and then we move into implementation across the other areas that I mentioned.
You have a lovely facility here in Cary, North Carolina. How long have you been in this particular space?
We moved, I bought this space at the end of '08. So we've been here, I guess we've been in the space for 5 years now. And it's very close to my home. So I have a short commute and love the area.
I guess my next question was going to be, when did you, what time or what event led you to know that Hummingbird was going to be successful? I guess particularly that when you're not just renting a space, you made the investment in a piece of real estate for your business.
Right. That's an interesting question. For years, Hummingbird, probably up until 2002, so 1995 to 2002, we were a very small company, working project by project, going after new business all the time, and had some troubles and challenges with that. That led me to a place where I had to make some strong financial decisions to make sure that the company would be viable and sustainable for the future. And so implementing the model in 2002 for being full service was a really important milestone for us for success. When you ask me when I knew we would be successful, I'm a very positive person, and so I always felt like the company would be successful. But I think once we got over that hump and had a vision for growth, I had a lot more positive attitude about our success as a company.
Obviously, growth for a marketing firm has to do with clients and customers and the like. Can you describe for us a little bit how Hummingbird goes about acquiring clients?
Sure, and that's actually evolving a lot right now. So for the most part, early on, I networked a lot. I was at every chamber event. It was more about, getting the next project, and so I was everywhere and did a pretty good job too with PR for the company. And so I would find most businesses, most new business through referrals, referrals and networking. Today, we're trying to evolve our own sales strategy, and so we've recently worked on some strategic planning for sales that includes looking at niche markets, target markets, channels, and how we can really focus on some new business acquisition in a different way, where we're actually going out looking for it instead of waiting for it to come through the door, waiting for the phone to ring.
Okay. I guess on to follow through on that point, are there any industries that you tend to specialize in, or you're most comfortable performing services for?
So as a creative company, and also just personally, I love change and I embrace change, and so I like to work for different kinds of companies. I think my team enjoys new, fresh customers and coming up with creative ideas for new customers in new industries that we've never worked in before. But I think, as with any long-term company, there are areas that we have fit into, and so over the years we've worked with a lot of B2B service businesses. That would include attorneys, accountants, financial planners, different consultants who need branding and creative work. We've worked in the medical field quite a lot, everything from radiology to dermatology to primary care to dentists, a lot of medical. We've also worked in the housing, I'm going to call it housing industry and construction industry. So home builders would be one area of that. We also have some continuing care retirement communities as clients. So that's kind of a mix of the housing side, the senior active living and healthcare all together. And then we're seeing some opportunities because we've done a lot of manufacturing and distribution along the way too. We're seeing a lot of opportunities there right now. So that will be one of our focuses, is more manufacturing and distribution going forward.
As you survey the business landscape, what do you see as your biggest challenges today and maybe down the road?
I think getting to the next level it's my focus right now. Since we've put the strategic branding outsourcing model into place, we have larger customers than we did. The model right now is generally for ongoing business, a monthly fee, a monthly retainer. And that's wonderful, but I want to kick that up a notch. I think that we need to find bigger companies who want to outsource their marketing. And so the challenge for me on that is it's been pretty easy to find more customers like who we have, but it's always a new challenge to find a new level of customer. And so just figuring out the right trade shows to be at, where I can go and speak and get in front of these people. Most of our clients, the decision makers, are C-level, and so they're not necessarily leaving the office and going to a ton of different places where you can just go meet them. And so looking for those opportunities to meet the right people, which I think is a challenge for any sales team, is figuring out the right places to be. So that's what we're working on, by figuring out those channels that we want to go after.
As a triangle-based business, I assume most of your clients are triangle-based, or maybe not, and do you have clients outside the triangle?
We do. We have clients in South Carolina. We have clients in Western North Carolina. We have clients in Charlotte. And the triangle, obviously, is where the majority of our clients are, but they're all over North Carolina and then a little bit into the surrounding states. We've worked with clients as far away as California, and we actually have an employee based out of Seattle now. So she's virtual, she's a designer, and we chat with her through Skype on a regular basis, and that's been really neat. So who knows where that Seattle contact might take us in the future.
Which leads into where I was going to go next, in terms of a growth strategy. Do you see growing organically from within? Do you see, is there thoughts of an acquisition, acquiring another marketing company, and or maybe opening an Atlanta office or a Seattle office?
Right. I think recently we have come to a place where we do acknowledge that there's a lot of business in the Triangle area, and plenty of market share to be had in this area. So we are planning on focusing in this area. I actually have looked at acquisitions in the past and always keep my options open, but right now there's nothing on the horizon.
When you engage with a new client or potential client, can you give us a little insight into the process? How do you assess their needs and whatnot?
So something that has evolved over the last few years that I'm really excited about is a process for creating big ideas. And for us, a big idea is the brand. You know, what is the brand all about? What is the major brand message? And we've created a really great process for figuring that out. And it begins with something that we call insight, and large advertising agencies have been known to do this for the big brands. And so what's really neat about it is we engage with a customer to call their clients and do a little market research project to find out why their clients buy, why they continue to come back, why they refer them to others. We might call some lost leads and figure out why they went somewhere else, and then we might call some prospects to figure out what they're looking for. What's really neat about this process is that there tends to be some kind of common thread that we learn from all of the phone calls that we make. And oftentimes, really every time, that can lead to a fantastic branding idea that was created by the customers of the company from the outside in instead of from the stakeholders from the inside out. And it tends to be more effective when the customers create the marketing strategy and the marketing messaging than when the executive team is sitting around a table saying, well, this is who we think we are. And so that's been really exciting. It's put us on a new path. We've been doing this now for several years, and it gives us a really great reason that a brand needs to be what we're presenting that it needs to be, other than it's just us being creative and it, you know, we're going into a room and we're being super creative and we're coming up with these ideas out of the blue. We actually have justification for the messaging that we present and for the creative that we present that can resonate with the people within the company and definitely resonate with the target market. And so we're really excited about that. The other thing that I would say in terms of implementation, Hummingbird is known for being able to get a project done. And so if we determine in the plan that things are needed along the way, whether it be an email campaign, an ad campaign, a trade show plan to get people into a booth, a PR campaign to gain awareness with the media and with the general public, we're going to make sure that that gets done. We're not waiting for the clients. We're trying to be really proactive to make sure that things happen on time and that everything is moving forward. The other thing that I think is really important is that we're willing to change. We're willing to innovate. We bring intuition to the table. Our whole team has a lot of business experience. We're not just marketers. We have experience in operations, we have experience in HR, we have experience in finance, and we believe that marketing has to support all of those different areas of business. And so we're bringing that knowledge to the table as well, which I think is really important. I think it's what makes a seasoned business like ours able to really help our customers at a different level than what we could do in the early days when we were working project by project.
That's powerful, because I was thinking that, you know, there are a lot of, in my networking whatnot, there's a lot of marketing companies and marketing people, and wondering how you differentiate yourself. But I would say that's obviously one of the ways by looking at the total organization and having finance people and having salespeople and operations people, and have that as an implementer to the marketing strategy. We talked a little bit about kind of the conundrum, I suppose, of a marketing company marketing their own. You mentioned that using clients and prospects to bring the message back, what the message should be back inside. So, how does a marketing company like yours develop their own marketing strategies, or do you sometimes go outside to another marketing person?
So we develop our own marketing strategies. Sometimes it's like the cobbler's children having no shoes, but for the most part, we continue to strive to do our own marketing. So we do have a social media plan in place for ourselves. We are actually in the process of updating our website to a new platform like we're encouraging our clients to do. We're looking at sales support materials for these new channels that we're going after. And so we are working on our own marketing plan. Now and then we still do bring other people in. We always want fresh ideas, and so it's helpful. Generally, though, it's going to be an implementation phase. If we don't have time to get something written, then we can bring one of our outsourced writers in to help us with our own stuff, which we have been known to do. Web developers at times. We're looking at some custom e-commerce possibilities on the new site, and we'll be implementing that utilizing some of our web development teams that we work with. But we are doing our own marketing, and I get comments all the time that Hummingbird is very well marketed in the community, and I think it's been a priority from day one. So.
You remind me of, I guess in marketing, my own company, we hear a lot about mobile, how important mobile is, and make sure how important for your website to be mobile. How has that changed the equation for you, and how you go to market, and how you bring that message to your clients?
So I'll talk a little bigger about mobile, because I think it's made a tremendous difference. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, we have a remote employee. We've actually put all of our internal processes onto an online management system, so I can be mobile when I'm out selling. I can still, log in and see what's going on with every project that we have going on. And so we've made the business model more mobile, which is really important. And then obviously, I think the mobile that you're talking more about is websites being mobile and people being able to connect with you mobile, and that's just a part of every strategy that we're working on to make sure that people are accessible, our customers are accessible through different platforms in a much more mobile way. One of the things, and I think any business like ours is dealing with it right now, is figuring out all of Google's changes and making sure that all of our clients are in a good place when it comes to that. And a mobile strategy is a big part of that today. So.
As a business transaction specialist and person that helps people with acquisitions and exit strategies and planning, what might be it? Does Hummingbird have an exit strategy, or what does the future look like for you and Hummingbird?
So I started the business fairly young. So we're going into our 20th year next year.
You must have been a teenager.
I was close. Early 20s. And I feel like I have as many years in front of me as I have behind me, and I'm excited because I've learned so much. I think we can grow tremendously. Exit strategy is really hard to think about right now, because I really do feel like we're in just this great place to launch some growth. But I have a young child now, so who knows what she'll want to do as she gets older. If she's not interested, then plans to sell the business makes sense to me. I wouldn't want it to just die, but I know that happens. I've watched some friends recently go through that, so I think it's important to plan for that. I'm just not sure what the plan is right this moment.
Well, the hummingbird must fly, whatever
That's right.
whatever
That's
whatever
right.
happens. So that's great. I appreciate you spending some time with us today, Wendy, learning about your very interesting and dynamic company. We look forward to working with you, seeing how the hummingbird flies.
Thank you, Don. I
Thank you so much.
appreciate it.